So it's first thing in the morning, we're getting ready for school. Kind of chaos around here. I am just making coffee. I always just make it with my Keurig. I used a Great Value dark coffee roast pod, and I used my International Delight caramel creamer. I also made a coffee for my daughter with our French vanilla mix that I make, and I'll show you her breakfast, but the other two boys just had cereal. I'll also show you what I packed them for lunch. All right, so here's my one little guy with his cereal. This was my daughter's breakfast, just crema yogurt with frozen blueberries. Cat really needs to get down. This is the yogurt that we use. It's nice full fat yogurt. We really like this one. We usually have granola with it too, but we were out this day. Toddler had to have some of this too. Sawing a pork picnic roast that was given to us, and I'm gonna make it in the crock pot today, like Mississippi roast style. I'm getting going on my crock pot roast before I have to get started on work for the day. I really should have started a little, like 15 minutes ago, but whatever, it's okay. This will only take a few minutes. So I've got my pork roast here. I've never done the Mississippi roast with a pork roast, but I think it'll be fine. Pork shreds super easily, and Mississippi style is really good when it's shredded. So I have pepperoncinis. I have my homemade ranch mix that I've shown on my channel before how to make. I have some butter. It's actually margarine, but that's fine. And then most Mississippi roast recipes call for au jus, but I'm using the pot roast mix because I love this with pot roast. So I'm going to sear that roast on all sides. It's huge. That's definitely going to be more than one meal. And then I'm going to get it into my crock pot. With all these ingredients. I'm only doing like some pepperoncinis, not all of them, so it's not super spicy. I'm also doing a splash of the pepperoni juice. I was just gonna say, I have both an Instant Pot and a crock pot. Obviously my crock pot is super old and stained. I do prefer using the crock pot for things like shredded meats, because I feel like it cooks slow and slow much better than my Instant Pot, even when my Instant Pot is on the low setting. So I use this for that, and then I like my Instant Pot for like soups and chilies and things like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this going. All right, so here I took a packet of this pot roast and just mixed it with a cup of water. I finished searing up the roast here, and then it was ready to go into the crock pot. So I'm just pouring this mix of water in the pot roast stuff. Oof, little pepperoni juice. Some of the pepperoncinis. Ah! Oh, okay, I just washed my hands, so. Butter. And, oops, ranch mix. Then I'm just gonna cook that on low. Refill my water before I get to work, and yes, I'm a water flavor person. I like having this big Stanley for at home when I'm working throughout the day. I usually refill this once, so I have two. And then my small one is for when I'm on the go. Following the rye bread recipe in this cookbook, yeah, here it is. I made a loaf last night, so I'm going to, oops, I'm going to take it out, cut a slice of that. It's 11 o'clock. I don't usually eat until about 11, so I kind of have brunch rather than breakfast or lunch. I'm gonna have a slice of that and a couple of leftover egg bites that I made on Saturday. It's now Wednesday, so it's they probably need to get eaten by tomorrow. And I'll show you my plate after. My plate, yeah, I made these egg bites on the weekend. They're just eggs. I think I used a dozen for this. A cup of cottage cheese, and then you blend it, add whatever seasonings you want. I just did salt and pepper, and then I added in I ladled it into silicone muffin tin liners with cheese. So I've got ham and cheddar, and then I've bacon and Havarti here, and some green onions. And I just baked it, I think it was like 25 minutes or something, or 20 minutes. So yeah, that's my lunch. My toddler saw my bread and he stole it. So, and he really loved that slice, so I just gave him another with some butter. He's got some frozen blueberries. And then he's also got a cheese string. He really likes to have snacks for lunch, so this is a regular around here and a favorite of his. So for my other two kids for lunch, this is what I packed for them. For my 6-year-old, he's got some of these pretzel crackers here, half pretzel, half cracker, a couple slices of cheese, and some kielbasa. He's got apples, grapes, and for his snack, he's got a rice cake, more apples, and one of these chewy granola bars. Over to my daughter, she's pretty much the same thing with the addition of carrots, just more of everything, and then she's got a granola bar and 2 cheese strings for her snack. So that is what I packed the big kids for lunch this week. I always show all the snacks that the kids have throughout the day, but this is what they snack on. I ask them to choose fruit first sometimes. Other times I don't care and they can have what they have, but we've got fruit, apples and oranges. There's bananas at the bottom, only a couple left because we're a week into our grocery cycle. I got some rice crackers, peanuts, goldfish. There's usually rice cake. Oh yeah, there's rice cakes, granola bars. I just get these like plain chocolate chip granola bars. They don't have a ton of sugar. I think it's like 4 or 5 grams per bar, so that's really not that bad. And then Pop-Tarts because they were a Christmas present for my son from a White Elephant gift exchange. So they've been sitting there for a while. And what was I going to say? I usually don't use these disposable containers. They were left over from something I didn't end up using them for. So I'm just going to wash and reuse those. But that's our snack tower, as we call it. Okay, so tonight with the roast, I'm going to do potatoes. Some roast potatoes and some mashed. And I'm also doing a salad, so I'm just making some ranch dressing. I just use mayo, pickle juice, and my ranch seasoning mix. So I'm going to mix that in here and pour it into this container. I'll thin it out with water a bit too. So here's the roast, and I'm just going to shred that up and put it back into the crock pot with the gravy. Pork roast turned out. Not the best lighting, but there's that. Salad all made. I've got some mashed potatoes and some roast, so everyone can have what they want. And then we also have some peas here because one of the kids doesn't eat any meat. So whenever I do like a roast, meat and potatoes type meal, I like to include peas because they actually have quite a bit of protein for a veggie. So it's nice for the kids who don't eat meat. So here's a look at everyone's plates. This is my almost 3-year-olds, my 6-year-olds, 11-year-old stepsons, and my 12-year-old daughters. And then we always just have like flavored water with our meals. And this is my plate here. So after dinner tonight, I did have a little snack, just some of these white cheddar crackers, which have been some of my favorites lately. Thanks for watching.